What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and if you've got a remodel coming up that you've been thinking, should I add recessed lighting to? Well, that's up to you. But if you do decide to, in this video, I'm going to show you how to lay out recessed lighting for your remodel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's go change and get this done. Come on. We're in the process of remodeling some rooms, and I thought I'd show you how I'm adding recessed lights. In this video, I'm going to focus on the planning and layout phase. We'll upload another video that shows you how to take that plan and actually install the lights later. When you're thinking about adding lights to a room, you want to remember all the times that lighting was an issue, when you wished you had more light or you didn't like how the shadows fell. In this room, we had a ceiling fan with a light kit. That's it. There's plenty of natural light during the day, but most of the room is darker than we'd like it to be in the evenings. So the planning and design phase is equivalent to the old adage of measure twice, cut once. We need to figure out how many lights we need, where we're going to put them, what's involved with installing them, and how we're going to control them. Think about the size of the space and how many lights you want. I wanted to try and fit 4 on each side of the fan. I didn't think that 2 would be enough, and I thought that 3 would look weird. I measured some things out and put some tape on the ceiling to see how it looked. The tape makes it easier to move things around until I got it the way that I wanted. You don't want the lights to be too close to the wall, or you'll get some hard shadows that I personally don't think look that great. So I took one of the lights I'm going to be using and I wired it up so you could see what I was talking about. You can see when you're close to the wall, you get a really bright spot and these hard shadows. The further you come out, the more it softens the light that's on the wall. I wouldn't go any closer than 2 feet. I thought 30 inches looked pretty good, so I came off of each wall and marked that. If you're going to have a ceiling fan, you want to pay attention to how close the lights are to the blades of the ceiling fan. When you install a recessed light too close to the blades of a ceiling fan, you end up with a strobe effect. This is the same ceiling fan we're going to be installing in the front room, and you'll notice that the closer the light is to the blades, the more of that strobe effect you get. As I move it out further away from the blades, you can see that strobe effect go away. That's what we want. As a good rule of thumb, you don't want to be any closer to the edge of the fan blades than about 18 inches, maybe a little bit further away if that fan hangs down a little bit lower. Next, you want to avoid the lights being too close together. I wouldn't go any closer than about 3 feet from another can, and maybe not more than 5 feet, so somewhere in that range. If you know what kind of recessed lights you're going to be using, that'll determine where you can actually install the things. If you're using the traditional cans that have a big housing that have to have room to fit, you'll need to be aware of where the framing and the joists are, because that can limit where you can put them. Something that's becoming more and more popular are these wafer lights. They're only as thick as the drywall, and so you can put them pretty much anywhere. You also want to know what's above the room where you're going to be installing these things. Is it a vaulted ceiling? Is it a finished room? Or is it an attic? It'll determine how you're going to need to run the wires, if you actually need to run wires. I need to run some wires, and in my house, I actually have an attic. Then you need to figure out how you're actually going to control the lights. Are you going to be using a switch or a dimmer? Are you going to be breaking the lights into multiple switch legs, or are you just running one switch leg? Do you already have a wire up there that you can use instead? All of those things will help determine how you're going to do this install. So I'm going to put all of the cans on one switch. It'll be a dimmer, and the box where I'm going to be controlling them from already has a switch for the front porch lights and a switch for the ceiling fan. So I need to expand that box. Anyway, so now that you've got a plan of how you're going to control it, you can start compiling your material list. Thinking through the job as thoroughly as you can help to minimize trips to the store and help the project go faster once you get started, because I hate having to stop because I ran out of a connector and run to the store. It just makes it go so much longer. Like I mentioned earlier, installing these lights will be in a separate video, so if you want to see that, check in the description to see if we've uploaded a link to that yet. When we upload the video, we'll put a link in the description. Let me know down in the comments if you're in the planning phases of a remodel or if you're just curious about recessed lights. By the way, if this seems overwhelming at all and you don't want to tackle this yourself, an electrician should be able to help you figure out the layout and all of the stuff that we just talked about, as well as do the project for you if you want. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos that we make, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when we release new videos. Until next time, good luck with your next project. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.